Hello everybody, my name is Davis and welcome back to another video, and today we're here for another weather breakdown. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Starting off with the SPC Outlook for today, we have no marginal risks of severe weather. Moving on to tomorrow, we have no marginal risks of severe weather. But going into Wednesday, we have a marginal risk of severe weather across portions of the western Midwest and the eastern Great Plains. Now this is going to include Omaha and Lincoln and Nebraska, so look out in those regions on Wednesday. Now going into Thursday here, we already have a slight risk of severe weather in the Lincoln region once again, so look out if you are in Kansas, Nebraska, northwest Missouri, southwest Iowa. Wednesday and Thursday are going to be pretty active for you guys, especially considering that we have a day 4 slight risk of severe weather, which is pretty uncommon. So I would guess that we're going to get an enhanced risk of severe weather out of this at some point. So I'd definitely be looking out here, kind of in the Central Plains and the Western Midwest. Now moving on to the National Hurricane Center, we have a disturbance that has a 70% chance to form the next 48 hours and an 80% chance to form the next 7 days, but it's looking like this thing is going to head off to the north, so we don't really need to worry about that, even if it does form. We have a disturbance over here that has a 20% chance to form the next 7 days and a 20% chance to form the next 48 hours right off the coast of the Gulf of Mexico that we have got to watch for because it is right here in the deep south. And you want to know what the last disturbance that was in the deep south did? It turned into Hurricane Idalia, which was the most devastating hurricane of this year. So we really have got to watch this. I don't think this is going to get as strong as Idalia did, but I'm just trying to point out that this is a very good spot for hurricanes to form. You know, this one might form, it might not, but I'm letting y'all know down here in the deep south that this could definitely form and head your way. Eastern Pacific, we have Tropical Storm Lidia, but we're going to break that down more in a minute, and we have Tropical Storm Max that we're going to break down more in a minute. That is officially making landfall right now. Central Pacific, we do not have anything new, so let's go ahead and move on to the tracks for Lidia and Max. As of right now, Lidia is a 70-mile-per-hour storm. It took a pretty far turn southeast, which is kind of unexpected, but it is expected to go back up northeast here, turn into a Category 1 by the end of the day, and then continue to head northeast and eventually make landfall as a Category 2 near Tepic with wind gusts at 100 miles per hour. Actually, those are just the maximum sustained winds, so gusts could be up to 110, 120 miles an hour. This is going to be an extremely destructive and dangerous storm. So if you're in Tepic, Mexico here, I would just evacuate now. A Category 2 hurricane is not something that you want to play around with, okay? I'm guessing evacuation orders could go into effect in this region. I'm not really sure, but it's just wise to do it anyway, because those are real hurricane force winds there, okay? I would not be totally shocked if this got upgraded and it turned into a major hurricane. Now, I'm not expecting that, but it could definitely turn into a major hurricane, which is a Category 3 or higher. But it's looking like right now, as right now at landfall, it's going to be a low-end Category 2 hurricane. This is going to be capable of pulling power lines literally out of the ground. Same thing with trees, damage to roofs, homes in general, really, and it's just not going to be a good deal, okay? This is expected to make landfall tomorrow, which is why I'm putting so much emphasis on this. You need to get out of this cone of uncertainty now, because this is going to see the main landfall of Hurricane Lidia here. Now moving on to Max. Max is officially making landfall right now. Like I said, it's a 60-mile-per-hour storm here near Petalland, and this one's not as concerning, but it is going to be kind of like a severe thunderstorm here. We could see a tornado or two out of this. We could see storm surge, flooding rains. You have got to look out if you're in this region today, okay? From now on, you need to be making sure that you have a place to go if there is a tornado, you know, a safe spot. You need to be making sure that you're protected at all times. Your home is very sturdy. Got to make sure that your roof doesn't get damaged, okay? You're going to want to make sure you have a strong roof in this. And then this is going to continue to head northeast and end its lifetime most likely here as a 40-mile-per-hour storm in a very similar region. So look out for Max as well. We have a double tropical storm event, which is very rare, especially in Mexico. But anyway, I've harped on that long enough. Moving on to the climate prediction. Prediction Center here. 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. This is insane. We have not seen this much of a Arctic blast in a long time. So this is going to count for October 15th to the 19th. If you're in the darkest shade of blue there, that's going to be an 80 to 90% chance to see below average temperatures from the 15th to the 19th. And that's going to include a decent portion of Georgia, Alabama, and Florida here. So it's going to get cold, okay? You're really going to start to feel those fall temperatures down here. This is, like I said, this is the largest Arctic blast we've had in like a year now. This is insane, okay? I know it doesn't look that crazy, but this is a big deal. We have above average temperatures likely in the western U.S. here. If you're in the darkest color of red, which there's one of them in the Four Corner states, and then one of them in the northwest here, that's going to be a 60 to 70% chance to see above average temperatures, which again is it's going to be a pretty strong temperature swing up here. You're going to see temps maybe back into the low 100s here, especially in like the Death Valley region. So look out for that. Moving on to the 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook here, this massive Arctic blast was also going to bring quite a big drought with it here. In the darkest color of brown there, that's going to be a 50 to 60% chance to see below average precipitation from the 15th to the 19th. This extends over portions of the deep south here, so look out for that. Above average precipitation, that's going to be a 40 to 50% chance here in the northwest in the darkest shade of green there, so look out for that. Very wet in that region. 8 to 14 day outlooks. Temperature outlook here, we have warmer temperatures for the northwest in the red color. That's going to be a 60 to 70% chance to see that. And then below average temperatures in the southeast on the other side of the country. In the darkest shade of blue, that's going to be a 50 to 60% chance to see that. And then right through the central U.S. here, we're going to kind of have normal temperatures. So 8 to 14 day precipitation outlook, we have two areas that have a 40 to 50% chance to see below average precipitation. One of them is the darkest brown color here in Utah and portions of extreme east central Nevada. And then one of them here is in the upper western Midwest, or kind of just the upper Midwest, really. And then above average precipitation will be likely in the northwest in the darkest shade of green. That's a 40 to 50% chance to see that. Finally, watches, warnings, and advisories. We have a lot of frost advisories, a lot of freeze warnings back in effect here. In the dark blue, kind of purplish color here in portions of eastern North Dakota and western Minnesota, those are going to be freeze warnings, okay? So try not to drive on icy roads unless you can do so safely, as we're going to see temperatures dip down below the freezing temperature range in that region here. We're going to have freeze watches in effect. Frost advisories in effect here for a decent portion of the Midwest here, extending all the way from Iowa and a couple of counties in Missouri, all the way back over into the Ohio Valley here in eastern Ohio. And then we do have some frost advisories as well in the northeast New England region here in portions of Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. But other than that, not much to talk about right now. So if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe. Again, severe weather potential is going to be very likely here in the central U.S. on Thursday, so look out for that. But other than that, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.